You know, the trade deadline is fast approaching, and for the Houston Astros, this means one thing. They need to get starting rotation arms. Well, at least one arm is what they need to get for the rotation, and for the bullpen, another arm wouldn't hurt you. But as Astros fans, I think that we need to start tapering our expectations on this year's trade deadline. Not by a lot, but just a little bit. Because unlike a lot of other teams, the Astros don't have the leverage in their farm system to be trading away top picks right now. They don't have that same leverage that teams like the Dodgers, teams like the Rays, and the Rangers do. Those teams have plenty of prospects that trade away for a top arm on the market. Those teams are a few pieces away from being legit, serious, solid contenders with no real flaws or holes. Now, it may not seem like it, but the Astros actually have the luxury of not having to trade for a bullpen arm right away or another offensive piece. I think the offense has shown that even without Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve, they're still very competent in scoring quite a few runs a game. And even though the bullpen has been very rough this year versus last year, they're still a top 10 unit in baseball. Even with the unit already having 5 of the 8 guys with the most innings pitched out of any rotational arm in the league. This just leaves the starting rotation, which we all know needs some help right now. I don't know about you, but the only guy I feel really confident right now going into a 4-game set in the playoffs with is Framber Valdez. Hunter Brown started off the year very nicely and then has slowly kind of fallen into that rookie hole and that rookie woe that a lot of guys go through. And Christian Javier started off the year okay, he was decent, sub 3.5 ERA, but over the past month or so, he was horrendous. Now, obviously, his last start, strikes out 7, goes 5, allows just 3 runs and a couple of walks, his best start in over a month. And obviously, you're probably not going to have JP France take them out for game 4 in a playoff series. Just not going to happen. Now, there are definitely a lot of sexy picks out there that the Astros could trade for. Guys like Marcus Stroman or Dylan Cease or Shane Bieber, a guy that I'm a big fan of, by the way. But I just don't think the Astros have the prospects to trade or guys on the major league level that they're willing to trade to go get one of those 3 guys. Now, there's the guys that are below them in a tier, guys like Joel Montgomery for the Cardinals or Lucas Giolito from the Sox. But I don't even think the Astros have the right prospects to throw at those teams for those 2 guys, either one of them. The top prospect that could probably be traded this season will probably be Corey Lee. But obviously, because the Cardinals signed Wilson Contreras, they don't really need a catcher right now. And I don't think the White Sox are looking for a catcher right now either. So this will probably bump the Astros down into that 3rd tier of starting pitchers on the trade market. The guys that'll be like the 3rd or the 4th starting arm in your rotation. But it's not just that 3rd tier that the Astros are looking for within their price range. It's guys with team control, a couple years left on their contract before they hit arbitration. Because Houston doesn't want to trade away top prospects for a damn rental piece. Now, there's a couple of guys that I think I found that will probably be those starters that the Astros would probably want to trade for. Guys that wouldn't cost that much and would still have years left before arbitration on their contract. The first guy is JP Spears out in Oakland, and I know some of y'all actually recognize the name. The win-loss isn't very sexy, but the sub 4 ERA, with the above average stuff that the guy has, he would actually slot very nicely, run to this Astros rotation, and it really wouldn't cost the Astros that much. Plus, his ERA might actually go down because he'll actually have a competent defense behind him in the infield. Sears' xFIP isn't that nice, but then again, neither is that infield of the Oakland defense. The guy's already got over 100 innings pitched and over 100 strikeouts on the year, but it is a double-edged sword. On one hand, the Oakland Athletics are horrible, tanking and trying to sell off every asset they can. They would sell the floorboards of that stadium if they could for assets. But on the other hand, we're an in-division rival, and they may not want to help us out. Now, the other guy is actually a guy that's not on a lot of people's radars, and Braxton Garrett from the Miami Marlins. The guy's already got 96 innings pitched this year, doesn't give up a lot of walks. Underlying numbers are actually above average and actually really decent. The xERA is a little bit higher than what I'd like, but the FIP and the xFIP are actually really nice. Now, the Marlins have had a really nice season so far this year, and they are in the playoff hunt in the NL, but I just don't know if they have enough offensively to get over that hump. Now, I actually think you could trade away a guy like Corey Lee, a top catcher prospect in your organization, for a guy like Braxton Garrett. Now, at the end of the day, these are just fan picks that I have in my head that I found that I wouldn't mind seeing the Astros trade for because they wouldn't cost a whole lot. And they'd be quality pickups for a team that just needs the starting pitching help so desperately, and a team that needs their bullpen to rest the second half of the season as much as possible. But the Astros made moves not for these guys, but for guys like these dudes. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, remember, before you go ahead and make your picks in the comment section down below for who the Astros you like to see them trade for, remember that the player that they're trading for, the starting pitcher, has to have years left on his contract before he hits arbitration. It can't cost the organization too much in prospects, and the move just has to make sense and fit or the rotational piece that the Astros need, which is the 3rd or the 4th starter. But guys, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Who do you want to see the Astros trade for, and tell me why. And if you haven't already, go like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, because I play more baseball content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Adios, mis amigos.